Macy, thank you so much for the wedding present. I just got it in the mail. No problem at all. You happened to marry my favorite brother, so I had to give you something. Stephen is also very happy to have gotten something from you. I suppose he has always been wanting a coffee maker himself, so that was very sweet of you to get him one. He always tells me about how well you know him, and that right there was a perfect example of what he was saying. I'm his little sister, so of course I'm going to know him well. Now, I'd like to ask, have you read that letter yet that I sent to you? I made sure to put it in the same box as your gift, so you should have it, right? Yeah, I have it. It's a list from you of all the things that Stephen likes and dislikes. You even write down in here the temperature he likes his baths at and the amount of chili he loves eating. This is really amazing, thank you. Young wives would usually never need something like that as a guide to their husband. But you, Jenna, you're a lot older, like my aunt even. So I thought it would be really nice of me to give that list to you so that you can take good care of him. Did you say I'm like your aunt? I really have always been wondering why my brother, of all people, chose to marry an older woman like you. Honestly, I probably won't ever know the answer to that. I really think that someone like him should have ended up with a younger, more pretty girl than you. Yet, here we are. You say that I'm an older woman, but he and I are the same age, right? I guess I am 1 month older than him, but that's nothing, really. But that's still 1 month older than he is. I'm sure you don't want to see it that way, but you are older than him, making you an old woman. I suppose so. Does this mean you're not a big fan of wives that are older than their husbands? Do you hate the idea that an older woman can marry a younger man? Of course I hate the idea of it. I have no reason to let any man, especially my brother, marry a woman who is older. What? I have checked in with my brother so many times now to see if he wanted to get married or not yet. And I tried so many times to get him to make that jump to becoming a married man. Really? But when it comes to my brother, he is a bit of a stubborn jerk. So, in the end, I said as long as he was getting married, I didn't care who it was to. So you really wanted him to get married, but only to a younger woman? Well, you both are legally married now, so there's nothing I can really do anymore. But just know that I have no reason to like you, Jenna, all right? And if there is ever a time where I feel that you aren't enough for Stephen, then I'm going to have you guys divorced immediately. What? You'll divorce us? So if you don't want me doing that to you, then I suggest you start paying attention to that list of likes and dislikes and do everything he asks of you. I want my brother's wife to be perfect for him, and that means that she has to take care of his every need perfectly. That's why I spent 3 days making that list up for you, all right? So don't let it go to waste. Well, I'm sure that's the case. There's close to 30 pages here. If I find out that you've gone and ignored my list for you, then I'll have you both divorced on the spot. You're the one that chose to become the wife of my brother, and if you want to stay in that position, you'll need to be perfect. Every single day of his life has to be the best, and that means you will give everything you've got and more to make that happen. Hey, Jenna, what the hell have you been making my brother do? In that list I gave you, it says that he does not like to cook. In that list I gave you, it says that he does not like to cook. Yet since you both got married, you've been having him cook every day? Stephen told me that since he now has a wife, he wanted to start working on improving his ability to cook. He wants for the both of us to be able to cook well, not just me. I'm sure he doesn't like to do it all the time, but he's the one that said he wanted to cook, so I've been letting him. No way. I put so much effort into writing that list, those instructions for you, and in there it says that only you should be the one cooking. It says in there that he hates to cook, so never make him pick up a pan and spatula. Yet you've been ignoring that for the past month now? I'm not really ignoring it though. Stephen told me that he wants to cook, so I'm letting him cook. That's it. None of this means that I'm just ignoring all that you wrote down for me in that list of yours. Shut up! I have no reason to be listening to some old witch tell me her excuses. Did you just call me an old witch? Do you get it now? I don't want you ever letting my brother cook in that house again. You follow my instructions to you to every letter. If you don't, I will seriously have you both get divorced. I will not let some old witch turn my brother into her slave.
Jenna, I wanted to talk about this coming weekend. Macy is asking if it would be okay to come here and stay the night. What do you think?
What? She wants to come over and stay at our place?
Oh, she told me she has an in-person interview in town this week, so she'll already be near us. Since it's a couple hours from home for her, she'd like to stay the night here. And since it's been a while for us, I'd like to meet her as well.
Now that you mention it, Macy is almost out of college now, right?
This month you're gonna be out the house for work quite a lot, right? But just because you'll be gone most days, I didn't want to have her over without getting her permission as well. So that's why I'm kind of asking you now, what do you think about her coming over?
Well, if that's what you both want, then go ahead. And it does cost money to have to stay somewhere else, so she can save a little bit of money by being at our place.
Oh? Aren't you a little bit against it, though? It's not just that she's my little sister, but to you, she's still a little distant. I can totally understand you being a little bit nervous about having her over, so you can say no. I'll have her stay at a hotel.
It's not that I'm totally against it, but you're right about me being a little nervous. Just with her, you know that her and I aren't that close, like in terms of being nice to one another.
What? I didn't know that.
She really doesn't like me at all. She's already told me plenty of times before that she doesn't like me being the wife of her favorite brother.
Right. I think I know what you're on about. She has always been a bit too attached to me.
Well, I wouldn't say that she's just a bit attached. Anyway, if she wants to come and stay at the house, she can. I'll be out of the house then, so I won't have to see her any. Just make sure to lock the door to my office, and that will make me feel a lot better.
Good idea. You happen to have a lot of important documents in that room, so I wouldn't want her going in there snooping around. While you're gone, I'll do my best to talk you up around her, to maybe get her to accept you a bit more. I think that she just has the wrong idea of you, is all. She's able to learn more about the person you are and why I'm attracted to you, then I think she'll come around to you.
Thank you, Stephen. Well, I'm going to get back to work now, all right? Tell Macy I said hi. You are no longer allowed to come back here. When you get back from that business trip of yours, you are going to have to go someplace else. You are no longer my brother's wife. What? What do you mean I'm no longer his wife? I have no clue what you're talking about right now. You old witches really are the worst when it comes to understanding men. I handed in your guys' divorce papers because you've not been a good enough wife for him. What? So that means starting today, you are no longer his wife. And that also means that you're a stranger to us now. So don't come around Stephen's house again. Wait a second. You handed in our divorce papers? What? You're joking, right? Why would I ever joke about something as serious as your divorce? I just got back from the courthouse a second ago. What? Why would you do something like that? I get that you don't really think of me as the most amazing person, but handing in your brother's and my divorce papers without talking to us about your problems first? I know for a fact that you have not been following that list I sent for you word for word. When talking with my brother about you, he told me he's still doing the cooking a lot of the time. And what's worse than that is that recently you've been having him do some of the cleaning in the house as well. I wrote down specifically that only the wife is to do all the chores and never the husband. Stephen has been saying that he wanted to cook, so I let him. And when it came to the cleaning, he's been doing it without ever telling me. He told me that after getting into cooking, he's also wanted to learn about cleaning. I think this was all a great chance for him, so I've let him go at it. I've not been forcing him in any way to do all of that, and I'm still doing my fair share as well. Shut up! No matter what the situation is, I do not want my brother doing any chores. When he was back at my parents' house, he always hated cooking and cleaning. Now he doesn't even look like my brother anymore, doing all these things that you're supposed to be doing. Why are you getting so upset that he wants to do chores now? You know why? I don't want my brother becoming a better person for any other woman besides myself. So to protect my brother from you, I'm going to have him call you his ex-wife from now on. Don't tell me that you came to our house to stay because of a lie. You're in town right now for a job interview, correct? You didn't just come all the way out here to hand in those divorce papers, right? And you didn't choose the one weekend I'd be gone to come, right? I wasn't lying about being in town for the interview. I'm going to start working close to where Steven's living. I've been wanting to for a long time now and finally found a good company in town that was hiring. Is that right? No, I haven't officially been offered the job yet, but I know I'm getting it. Today was the first day of me interviewing, and it's going to be my last. Because that job is mine, and I know it. I'm going to be working in IT at a company that's relatively young and has a lot of good words surrounding it. I think this is going to be the perfect company for me. A company near our house that's been hiring people to work in IT? Is this Green Plus? I'm surprised you knew that. I suppose some old people like you do know a thing or two about the current world. Well, this company is going to be huge for me and will bring me lots of money. I cannot believe it. Could this actually be happening right now? And what makes this all the more merry for me is that I've gotten you away from my brother. I think once spring comes to an end, I'm going to move in with him and start working full-time here. I see. So you had us get a divorce and plan to take my place in the house? That's why you don't want me coming back now. You'll be able to live with your favorite brother once again. And all it required was for you to do something so out of this world. This wouldn't have had to happen had you just obeyed what I had written down for you. Then I would have refrained from divorcing you both. But this is what you deserve for thinking you could be my brother's wife. What? The old witch will never be coming back to us again. You are nothing more than a stranger to us now. You were never going to make it as his wife anyway. Well, you can kiss that job of yours goodbye then. Huh? Since you seem to think getting a divorce for two people you don't find match well is all right, then I'm sure you're fine with me doing the same to you, right? And I don't believe that you're a good match for my company. So at this moment in time, you are no longer going to be given that position in IT. Wait a second here. What do you mean, your company? And you think you can take away the job I'm getting? You have no reason to be able to do that to me. You don't think so? I guess I don't have a clue what I'm doing then, since I'm some old witch, right? Perhaps even though I happen to have many more years of experience than you think because you're younger, you know better? What did you say? The company that seemed to be interested in hiring you, Green Plus, well, that happens to be the company I own. So in other words, I'm the CEO of it, and my word is law. So I can make sure you never come into my company, no problem. Huh? You're telling me that the company wanting to hire me is your company? Don't say it like that. You have no idea who we were thinking of hiring here yet, all right? Did we ever call you back saying you got the job? No. Today was the first day of the interview process, and that's it. We still have a lot of things to look through before we actually make a call on who we want. You say that, but I know the interviewer was very impressed by me and wants me to work there. And I was already told that if asked to interview, that pretty much means I've already gotten the job. That's what was written online. There is no way the company doesn't want me and hasn't already put me on the payroll. You are right that getting to an actual interview does mean that the company is more interested in hiring you. But that doesn't mean you have the job in the bag yet. Not at all. You will get a call from us saying whether we want you or not, and you haven't gotten that call yet. Now, to be honest, I'm actually glad I get to do this to you because there was only one other person interviewing, and it was hard to make a choice between one of you during the first interview. But now you've made that choice very easy for us. No way. I don't believe a thing you're saying about me. You are actually a CEO? And the CEO of Green Plus? There's no way that could be true. No way. And I was just as surprised as you are right now when you said you had interviewed at my company. But no matter how much you don't want to believe it, this is all the truth. Actually, when you went in to have your interview, the CEO wasn't in the office, right? Yeah, I was told that she's on a business trip right now. Do you remember who else is on a business trip right now? That's me. I never really like to talk about how I'm the CEO of a company because you'll start to attract all kinds of unwanted people. And when I first introduced myself to you, I only stated that I work for an IT company. So you never knew about my position in Green Plus, or that I even work there. But now you do, and it all makes sense because Green Plus is in fact an IT company. So go ahead and keep trying to deny the truth, but that won't save you anything in the end. but that's a lie! To be honest, I never really cared about you being so in love with your brother. But the fact that you just told me you had us divorced is something else completely. I will not have someone like you in my company. Who knows what other terrible things, unthinkable things you'd do in the office? And I'd be allowing all that if I hired you, and I'd have to pay you? No thank you. So that's why in the next couple days I'm going to let HR know that you are no longer being interviewed. Now, with that being said, you have failed your job interview and can go back home to your mom and dad.
Jenna, I heard what happened from Maisie. That idiot went and handed in divorce papers for us without saying a thing.
That's what it looks like. I'm sorry, but both you and I are no longer husband and wife.
Well, you don't have to get too worked up over it. They actually went to the courthouse the moment she told me and asked about it. They told me they hadn't processed the paperwork yet. Actually, they couldn't because they didn't have any way to verify if the papers were really ours, and so they put them on hold.
Really? Is that right?
They explained to me everything about the divorce process, and I went and told them to throw all the paperwork away. So, we are not divorced. When you're done with your business trip, you can come back home and there won't be any problems.
Thank you so much for doing that, Stephen. But even if we aren't divorced, we still have the problem of your sister. To think she'd actually do something as insane as that.
I'm so sorry about her. Even I'm speechless that my own little sister could do something as stupid as that.
That's right. To you, she's always tried to be this sweet little girl that you'd never be able to hate.
Actually, before having that divorce paperwork thrown out, I asked them to let me have a look at it. When looking at it, I could tell whose handwriting that was, so there's no denying that Macy was the one who filled it out and handed it in. I don't want to believe it, but I have to. I feel just so awful inside right now. Like, what should I do about this?
Has your sister always been that crazy about you? I think it's a great thing for siblings to be close and love one another, but the way she is about you is not healthy.
To be honest, that girl has no friends. Macy's always had trouble bonding with people. And since I was always around her ever since she was born, I guess she just assumed I was her only friend, and that was good enough for her. Over time, she completely gave up on finding any friends and told me I was the only friend she ever wanted to have.
Now that you mention it, I never hear about any stories of her with any friends.
I'm not sure if it's just natural for her or if she's been purposely trying to keep other people away from her. But she really says the most rude things to other people her age, making them run away from her the moment they have a chance. So even on those off chances where she would make a friend, it never lasted long. She's been on her own ever since she was a baby.
Really?
And now she doesn't want friends at all. Not even a boyfriend. She only wants her family. And that means just my mom, my dad, and me. But I never thought her feelings for me would become this out of control. I'm going to call my family right now. Have them come get her. So by the time you're on your way back home, she won't be here anymore.
Thank you, Stephen. I've actually been getting all the work I need to taken care of pretty quickly, so I'll be coming home the day after tomorrow.
Well then, I'll do my best to make you a very delicious dinner for when you get home. And I think I'll come and get you from the airport, if that's alright. Now until then, good luck with the remainder of your work.
Please let me join your company. If I'm not able to join your company, there will be no other jobs for me near my brother as they're all finished hiring. What's going on, Macy? Even if you can't get a job in my company, there are plenty of places to work in town. Well, actually, the problem is more with my university. If I can't get a job in your company, I won't graduate. But you have the credits too, right? No, I don't. I didn't pass everything. So I was hoping I'd get the job before the graduation and then would be able to drop out of school and still have a job lined up. But if you're not going to hire me, then I'm going to have to take another semester. Wait, really? The only reason I failed one of my tests is because I ended up getting really sick. And so during my time out of class, I totally forgot about the test and never asked my professor to schedule a different day for me. But the only reason I forgot to do anything about it is because I don't really have any friends here to remind me of that kind of stuff. Ah. I tried talking to the professor about it, but he told me that it was already too late and that he would have to give me a 0 on it. I totally forgot to ask the professor earlier, and now I'm going to pay for it. I never thought you not having any friends would come around to bite you in the butt like that. I tried to do everything to get that professor to raise my score, but he would never listen to me. I even told him that I had a job lined up and that if he didn't give me the score, it wouldn't really matter, but it would help me out a lot. But after saying that to him, he never responded to me again, and I don't have any more classes with him. Now I'm missing a credit that I need to graduate, and I can't find my professor to try talking to him again. I see, and that's why you want me to give you a job in my company now? It's already close to graduation now. I need that job, or else I won't meet the qualifications to work for you. So please, Jenna, give me that position, or any for that matter. Please let me work there. I want you to tell HR to take me back now. I'm sorry, but I can't do that for you. I made sure you were never hired because I don't want you in my company. And with a reason like that for wanting me to hire you, no way. This is all your own dang fault, so good luck. What do you mean it's all my fault? This is going to cost your cute sister-in-law her future. Oh? Who is this cute little sister-in-law you're talking about? I don't know anybody like that. Huh? Macy, you're not cute to me, and I barely think of you as my sister-in-law. I mean, you were the one that tried getting me divorced from your brother, all because you don't like me, right? I don't want to help anyone that thinks doing something as crazy as you did was okay. But the divorce never went through in the end, right? So you don't have to be so upset about that now. Can't you just help me out this once? No, thank you. Try again and see if you can convince another company around here to hire you. And if you can't do that, then you'll have to settle with another semester at college. But I don't want to do another semester. I don't have any friends here and it's too much work. And I sure as hell won't be making any friends now with everyone knowing I had to retake a class. No. Well, then drop out of there. No way! I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Are you a 5-year-old? I hope not. You have too many things you are responsible for now, whether you like it or not. So deal with your problems yourself, all right? I am not going to hire you, so make another plan to follow. After that, Macy wasn't able to find another company she liked to hire her and had to do another semester at college. But that wasn't it for her, as both her parents told her that they had enough of her after she tried to divorce me from her brother, and she only made it worse by having to take another semester. In this way, after their talk had ended, she was able to see just how disappointed her mom and dad were in her. And that led to them telling her to pay that final semester of college herself. For Macy, this was a huge blow to her mental health, and it would be impossible for her to get a part-time job with the way she thought about herself. She was able to find one after some time, but it's caused her to come home every day to her parents crying for them to help her. But even after getting into her final semester, she wasn't herself anymore and couldn't even focus in class enough to do well. Which led her dad to ask her if it was really worth it anymore to have her in their home, saying that she didn't seem to be taking life seriously anymore. After that, Macy tried going to her brother Stephen for some help. But Stephen was no longer happy with her and ignored all her calls and texts. Once Macy had learned that not even her favorite brother wanted to help her, the bright and youthful eyes that she once had faded completely.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Mom, can you give me $3,000 right now? You have to get that money into my account right now. What? $3,000? Once I'm home from school today, could you please give it to me? Then I can pay for what I need to get immediately. Hold on a second, Joy. $3,000 is a lot of money, okay? What do you plan to use money like that on? What? I need to use it for my graduation ceremony. I need to make myself some really cool clothing for the ceremony, so please give me that money. cool clothing? And what do you mean that you need cool clothing for your graduation ceremony? I want to be just like one of the students from last year's graduation. I want to wear a gown that's completely bedazzled like her. What? She had her gown covered from top to bottom in all these cute little gems, and on the back of her gown, she had her first and last name spelled out in gems. So I'm gonna do the same thing as her this year. Then I'll be the most amazing looking person out of my friends on stage. I'll be standing out more than anyone in the school. You're planning on making yourself look that gaudy? And you want to look that way during your graduation ceremony. That's why I'm asking you to send me that money right now, please. They said the moment I get that money to them, they'll start to work on my gown, so I have to do this soon. There's not much time left before the graduation ceremony, okay? And you're telling me that all costs $3,000 to do. I'm sorry to say this, Joy, but that's gonna be a no from me. I'm not gonna pay for you to get a $3,000 bedazzled job done on your gown today. Huh? I already promised all my friends that I'd be doing it. And all my friends are planning on doing something as well that they've already been able to pay for. If I'm the only one showing up in just a plain gown on that day, I'm gonna be made fun of. Do you want your daughter to be made fun of on her special day? I'm sure your friends aren't gonna do that to you. Also, if you've been wanting to do something like that, then you should have started saving up some money yourself. I'm not gonna just hand you $3,000 if you haven't done anything to earn it. Huh? Just the other day, I'd ran into one of your friends' moms at the supermarket. I overheard them talking about how their daughters were all preparing special gowns for the graduation ceremony. Were they all talking about what you're telling me right now? But guess what? All of their daughters had been saving up some money for their gowns, and that's why their moms weren't against the idea. However, in your case, you've come to me last minute asking for an immense amount of money to go and make that gown up. But that's not going to happen. I don't care that you don't want me doing this. Just shut up already and give me that money. Once again, while you were sitting there messing around after school, all of your friends have been out working in order to save up money for their gowns. They all want to look cool on the day of their graduation, so a lot of them have been saving up every penny they've earned and received for that event. What? They've all been doing that? And it's not just about them saving all their money, but the fact that they were also helping their moms with chores to make even more money. Yet in your case, what have you been doing exactly that warrants me giving you any money? All of your friends have been working for what they want, yet you expect things like that handed to you. If you really feel that your gown isn't going to be cool enough, then perhaps use what crafts we have at home to do some handiwork on yours. Shut up! I don't need you preaching to me about all that right now, so just hurry up and give me that money. If you don't give it to me soon, then I'll never have that gown made up in time. No matter how much you cry, I'm not budging. You are not going to be getting $3,000 from me. You go and explain to your friends why you won't have that gown made up for graduation, please. Tell them you didn't work on making or saving any money, so you were not able to get what you wanted. You freaking stingy little witch! All right then, if you're not gonna give me that money, then I'll have Dad give it to me. Felix, I think in a little while you'll be getting some text from Joy, all right? She wanted to get a lot of money from me, but of course the amount she was asking for was a bit ridiculous, so let's just agree not to give her anything for what she wants.
What all went on between you two? How much money was she asking you for?
Well, to start, Joy's wanting to make a so-called cool gown for her graduation ceremony with her friends. She wants to pay $3,000 for that gown.
What? She wants to pay $3,000 for that gown?
That gown? Wait, have you been aware of this?
Wait, it's not that I've really heard everything about it, but just little bits here and there. She was just showing me a drawing of the design she wanted bedazzled on it. But you're telling me it's going to cost that much to make?
If you knew about it all of this time, you could have told her to stop her to start saving up some money. All of her friends have been working to save their money up in order to pay for their gowns to be made, but Joy had no plans to pay with any of the money she's had, instead expecting us to pay for her. She came out of nowhere today asking me to give her $3,000, so of course I said no to that. Then she yelled at me that she'd be asking you for the money before she stopped texting me.
I see. At least I have a good idea of what's to come now. But that was a bit cold for you to do that to her. At times like this, you should be willing to give her that money.
What?
I understand that asking for $3,000 last minute is a bit tough, but it is her graduation after all, right? And she told you she wants to do this so she can match with her friends. As her parents, we should be willing to give her that kind of money for this.
Handing her something like $3,000 is not an easy thing to do, you know. You happen to know that we don't have $3,000 just sitting around right now.
What? Is that right? You're telling me that right now we don't have the ability to just hand our daughter $3,000?
That's right. And that's because you never put any of your money into this house and family. That's why I have to work my butt off putting all I earn into the food and bills. If you want to be the one saying that we have the ability to give her that much money right now, then you use what you have on you to pay her.
Huh? You know I don't have the money to do that, Hayley. I have to go out drinking a lot with people from work, and that doesn't include all the golf outings I'm going to these days. What I'm making is pretty much all going into those two things right now.
But from what I've seen from the past year, you haven't been going out golfing or to drink with your coworkers. So tell me, where is all that money going off to now?
What?
Last month, I happened to see your coworkers at the hospital. One of them had gotten into an accident and was there getting some x-rays done on himself. Another was in there getting some testing done to check his liver. I went to talk with them about how things were going between you and them, and all of them gave me the same answer. For around a year now, you have not been going out to golf or drink or anything with them at all.
But you went and talked to those guys without telling me anything. You can't talk to them about their personal lives when you're a nurse at the hospital.
Says who? I was just having small talk with them is all, as that's part of what nurses do with patients. And it so happens that they all told me that they rarely see you at work even, so it's sounding to me like there's something fishy going on there. Even the doctor standing next to me said something was up there, considering I thought you were always with your coworkers after work.
What?
So what's going on here, Felix? Were they just lying to me about you and you really have been going out with them? Or perhaps you're just going out by yourself now to have fun. From what they told me is that you never come with them anymore because you gave the excuse of never having money and it would be tough having to pay for you all the time. So then what is really going on here, Felix?
Shut up. Right now, that has nothing to do with what's going on. We've been talking about Joy, so don't change the topic.
Hey, don't you dare try to run away from me just because things are getting tight for you.
Shut the hell up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. This is it for a conversation now. I'm done talking to you. Go ahead and give Joy the money she wants already. Stop being such a stingy little witch about it and give her what she wants. I'll tell her right now that you're going to give it all to her.
Hey! Were you shocked by the graduation today? That bedazzled gown I had with all my friends looks so cute, right? And how did you end up getting that gown? Neither your father or I gave you $3,000 for it. You were still able to get that gown made up for yourself. I went and snuck that money away from you, actually. Excuse me? I know that you keep your purse hidden away in the closet in your room. So I went in there and took one of your cards out of it without you noticing. In order to never have you hear about your card being used, I told the cashier to not charge the card until today. And to keep you from finding out about the gown, I went to school early today to get changed. You went into your parents' room and stole their credit card from them? Joy, do you have any idea what you've just done? You went into your mom's purse and stole her card and used it. What? Did I do something wrong? Your cute little daughter was asking for some money and you never handed it to me, so this is all your bad, right? Excuse me? I just wanted to make one last amazing memory with my friends. I did not do a single thing wrong here. The fact that you just skipped over apologizing for what you've done and instead went right to blaming me as something else. You are so in for it when you get home today. I'm going to make sure you get the butt whooping of a lifetime from your dad. There's no way you're ever going to steal money from anyone after he puts in some work on you. Wow. All it was $3,000, you stingy little witch. Don't get so dang upset over that. You're not even scaring me right now with all that talk. Honestly, I won't even go back home if you're there. Won't come back home. Are you planning to start staying at one of your friends' houses now or something? Don't you dare start doing that. Someone like you who thinks it's okay to steal money is not allowed to stay over at their friend's house. Until you're in college and out of this home, you are being grounded to this house. Huh? Whoever said I was going to go and stay over at my friend's house? From now on, I'm going to live with Dad in a brand new house, which means for the rest of time, I'm never going to be living with you again. What? You're going to live with your dad in a brand new house? Starting today, I'm going to live with Dad and my new mom in that house, so there's no more need for the stingy hag and her loud, annoying mouth in my life anymore. What? What do you mean your dad and your new mom? Oh no. So you never noticed a single thing this whole time? For over a year now, Dad has been cheating on you with another woman. I'm laughing my butt off right now, though, because you never noticed a single thing. He's been cheating on me for over a year now? So all of that going out to drink and golf was a lie. He's been trying to hide all of that from me then. That means Joy. Since when did you know about all of this happening with your dad? About a half a year or so. Dad told me he had someone he wanted me to meet and then happened to be his girlfriend. Her name's Jessica, and she's a very beautiful woman and has a really good sense of style. She was the one that helped me design my gown for the graduation ceremony. You're lying, right? You've known about her that long now and you've been seeing her? And she was the one that gave me the idea to take your credit card and use it on my gown. She told me that back when she was in my age, she'd steal money from her mom and dad all the time. She also told me that everyone does that when they're my age, so I didn't have to worry about it. Huh? By the way, you were told today that Dad had some work to do today, so he couldn't make it to the ceremony, right? That was also a lie. He took the day off work today, and he's been with Jessica getting the new house ready. That means after I'm done here, I can go to that house and we can start living as a new family. What? But you told me today that you'd be coming home with your friends. That's why I left on my own and came home first. And after I'm done talking and walking with my friends, I'll be heading over to that new house to live with Dad and Jessica. You can go ahead and hand in the divorce paperwork for Dad, please. Dad told me that he left it all in the living room for you. There's no way. What the hell is going on right now? So you've known about your dad cheating on me and that's been going on for over a year? And to make all that worse, you become close with his girlfriend and today you're gonna start living with them? The fact that you're starting to panic is hilarious. So make sure you hand in that divorce paperwork soon for us. And then after that, you can try to calm down and forget about us. Ah, that's right. After the divorce, you're gonna have to pay $1,000 a month in child support. So make sure to get that to us starting next month. Child support? What? Have you been panicking so much that you didn't think about the child support? Since you won't have any custody of me, you're responsible for paying Dad child support every month. I don't care how much of a stingy butt you are, you have to pay up. And that means $1,000 a month, please. You're still my mom legally, so you have to pay. Well, could you tell that to your real mom? What? Ah, wow. You still have no clue what's gone on, do you? I'm sure once things have calmed down a little, you'll start to understand. In my case, I have a bit of a headache now, and I need to take some time to think about what's happened. Go ahead and tell your dad and his girlfriend about this, please. Oh, wait a second. What do you mean my real mom? You're my real mom, right? You promised me to pay $1,000 a month in child support to us right now. I can't think anymore. If you have anything else to ask about, then talk with your dad, please. Now I'm gonna go have myself one big ol' nap.
You've really gone and done it now, telling her all that needless crap. You never had to tell her about her real mom, right?
Excuse me? What's wrong with me telling her the truth? And it seems that you got her thinking that I'm the one who'll have to pay child support, huh? You have to tell her the truth right now so that she doesn't get her hopes up.
I don't have to tell her anything.
If you think that that's your only option now. Or it could be that if you told her the truth, things would only begin to get worse for you. Well, you're just gonna have to deal with things getting worse then. You'll just have to tell your cute little daughter that you've cheated twice now in your life and with 2 different people.
What did you say?
Tell her about how your second year of being married to me, you had a baby with another woman who ran to the house and dropped that baby off at our doorstep before vanishing. And how when we had DNA testing done, you were a match to your daughter. I didn't want anything bad happening to your baby, so I made sure to keep quiet about not being her real mother. But look at what's happened now. You've once again cheated on me, and could it be with the same woman, perhaps?
Shut the hell up. Who cares about what happened back then? It's been over a decade and some years since then. Me cheating on you back then is long gone now.
Huh?
Now, I want you to hand in those divorce papers and promise me you'll pay her child support. Even if she's not your real child, you still took over as her mother. You've been raising her for so long now. You're pretty much a real mom.
Nope. I was just taking care of her in place of her mother. I don't have any reason to be paying child support for her.
You don't feel any worries about her? You've lived with her for so long now. Don't you feel you have a duty to take care of her by handing some money over, even if she's not living with you anymore?
Absolutely not, actually. I don't care about the little brat.
What?
You do your best taking care of her yourself. I had to do all of that for you for over a decade now, so it's your turn to become a real dad for her. There you go, Felix. Good luck. I've had enough of this lifestyle with you all, and that means I don't care for any of you anymore either.
Why the hell are you acting like none of what's happened here bothers you? If anything, the reason Joy turned into that brat is because of the way you raised her.
You think so?
Do you understand how much it hurt me watching you raise her into some kind of stupid little playground bully? She was my cute little girl, and you ruined her. That's why I cheated on you again. You and her would always get into fights with one another, and I had to be in the middle of those fights every time. I don't want you to ever forget that this was all your fault, and none of it is to blame on anyone but yourself.
Now I see you're acting like none of this is gonna bother you. Well, I'd cut that out if I were you. All you've done in your life is push that child your little whore friend had with you onto me and forced me to raise her for so many years. And years after, when that little girl didn't turn out very well, you start blaming me for it and using that as a reason to cheat some more? You must be mentally retarded to think that.
Excuse me?
That little brat has your DNA. That's probably why she turned out just like you. She turned out the same brat you've always been, caring only about yourself and not a single other person. You feel horrible that your cute little girl turned into a playground bully? Well then, all you have to say for that is it's in her DNA and that you're sorry.
You have no right speaking like that to your own frickin' husband.
Huh? My husband? Who's that? I already handed in the divorce papers, so I'm not sure what husband of mine you're talking about. If you're referring to yourself, then you should be saying my previous dickhead husband.
You can't say things like that when you're the one who can never raise a child properly. It's no wonder a woman like you got divorced. Unlike your old and stingy butt, my girlfriend is beautiful and happens to have some good common sense. Now that I'll be having Joy live with her and Joy will be cleaned up of her past of being a prick like you and will become a proper woman. Then I'll finally have myself the perfect family that I've always been wanting.
Mom, help me! I can't keep living in this house anymore. My new mom is too scary and I want to come back to you. Wasn't she supposed to be the beautiful woman with a lot of common sense and good style? And she'd been that way for a long time, but the moment she married Dad, she turned evil. All that kindness she had before and that smile, they're all gone. I think she only happens to look nice until you become close to her. I learned that she used to be part of a biker gang back in the day as one of the leaders, and she's done a lot of terrible things. Really? Part of a biker gang back in the day? And a leader for them at that. Dad didn't seem to know about all of that either, and when Dad went and told her about how you wouldn't be sending us any child support, that smile that she had on her face quickly vanished and she turned into the devil. She told him that if that's the case, there was no point in marrying him, and she said that with the loudest yell I've ever heard. Wow. She then turned to me and said if I wasn't going to be making her any money, then there was no point in having me around. She said she could have done a lot with the $1,000 she was promised by Dad. She's so pissed off with everyone in the house right now that I can't even look at her anymore because she's so scary. And to make everything even worse, she has this old bat she used back in the day and is carrying it around the house now, and there are bloodstains all over it. A bat even. She's nothing like the proper woman your dad and you were bragging about, huh? There are even still strands of hair still on that bat. I went on my phone to look up who Jessica even is after entering her name, and she popped up. There were photos of her in here from years ago in a biker clothing, and she's been totally beaten up and has another woman's hair in her hand. Now that you mention it, she was the one that helped you design your gown you wore at the graduation ceremony, right? I suppose it did have that 1970s biker street gang look to it, didn't it? Now that I think about it, she really knew a lot about how to make designs like that. Well, isn't that amazing for you, Joy? I'm sure you're happy to learn that your new mom used to be in a gang and wear all that cool clothing then, right? Now you and her can be best buds, and she'll maybe even take you out to mess around with her. This is not good, Mom. I'm a real gang member like she was. I just like their style is all. I've never been in any fights before, and I've had perfect attendance at school all my life. I never even knew that she was a real biker gang member. She started threatening me with her bat and said that she's going to teach me all sorts of things about living on the streets. I'm scared, Mom. She has so far made me take care of every little chore in the house for her, and anytime I even say a word, she slaps me. I'm freaking out. My, oh my. When it comes to Dad, she makes him sit in a chair all day. The only reason she ever said yes to marrying him is because he promised her that there would be child support involved. Yet now she's saying that liars like him are the reason why people go missing during the night. Every day she'll sit on his lap while he's in that chair while swinging her bat, saying she never knows where the bat might slip. So he's really found himself a new relationship filled with thrills. Mom, please help me. I won't dress that stupid anymore, okay? I'll become a good little girl for you again as long as you'll take me back. I'll even start working part-time and give you that $3,000 back. You don't have to give me that money back. I'd much rather you never talk to me again. Can you do that for me? I was never the one that gave birth to you, and I don't really care what happens to you. What? Right now your new mom is Jessica, right? So could you stop calling me Mom? It's very rude to her. No way, wait. Are you gonna throw me away? Don't you feel bad for me hearing about how I have to live? Wasn't it you that chose that life? And when it comes to the $3,000 you stole from me, I got it back from your dad as part of the settlement. So there really is no reason to take you back. No reason to? Have fun now. I hope things go well for you and your dad's new wife. If you really want to move out of there, you're almost going to be 18 here, so you can leave your dad then. Just as long as you start working a job and have the money to. Right after I was done talking with Joy, I made sure to block her number and my ex-husband's number as well. A little bit after that, I heard from a friend that both my ex and Joy got themselves part-time jobs in order to make enough money to leave that horror show. And Joy's also been trying to get into some university so that she can move into a dorm a lot sooner rather than later. No matter how often I asked her to start working on finding a school to go to or about getting a job, she never listened to me. I guess I just wasn't disciplining her quite like Jessica is. When it comes to how my ex is living now, besides the part-time job, of course, he has to give all of that money to his ex-biker gang member wife, and then she gives him $10 a week to spend on himself. And so far, he has not said one comment or complaint back to her about it, considering his life might be on the line there. As for how things have been going on in my own life, I ended up moving out of the old house I shared with them and into a smaller house fit for myself. It's nice having all my money to myself again, and I'm thinking about getting myself a dog and cat here soon to add a little company to the environment. I really do have to say, life is so much better when you don't have an idiotic, cheating husband and his bratty little daughter around anymore. That's helped with my headaches quite a bit.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Aspen, listen to this. I'm going to be getting married. What? Really? My man decided that I'm the one he wants to be with forever. He told me to my face that he wants to make me his one and only wife. Well, that's such a wonderful thing to hear, isn't it? But, about him. You told me before that your boyfriend, he's currently married, right? And he's chosen me over his own wife to be the one he spends the rest of his life with. I know you've told me plenty of times now that he and I are just playing and nothing serious would ever come of it, but this right here is proof that what we have is the real deal. He and I haven't been playing around at all. Rather, we are the real deal when it comes to couples. I can see that now. I am a bit surprised that he wants you to be his wife now, but that's also great for you, I guess. Hey, how do you really feel right now? How does it feel knowing your husband wants to make me his wife instead of staying with you? When was this ever about my husband and I? Well, I have been the one going out with your husband this whole time. So I'd really like to know what it feels like to have been cheated on by your husband like that. What? How come you know about my husband and how he's been cheating on me? I haven't told anyone about that yet. Did you not just hear what I said? I've been the one going out with him this whole time. What? Huh? Thank you so much, Aspen. You brought me the perfect man to make my husband. And it has really helped that I got the inside details from you on how your relationship has been going. Oh, it's been so much fun for me. And man, you always going on about how I've just been fooling around with the man I've been with. Well, take a look at that. It seems like you've been the only one playing around this whole time. Or should I say you're the only one that's getting played? Wait a second, Chloe. What is going on here? So you've been the one my husband's been cheating on me with all along? Well, I'm not really helping him cheat on you anymore since he's going to make me his wife now. Must really suck to end up the ex-wife in all of this, huh? Huh? If you really can't believe any of this, then go ask the man himself. But of course, it's not going to matter now what you're told because it's already too late for you. Starting now, I'm on my way to become Drake's next wife. What is going on here, Drake? Have you actually been cheating on me with one of my coworkers? With Chloe? And not only that, but have you told her that you plan to make her your next wife?
That idiot's already gone ahead and told you everything.
What?
Jeez, I told her to keep this all a secret until after we went to the courthouse. What the hell does she think she's doing?
Wait, what the actual heck is going on here? At the courthouse? What?
I'm sure you've already heard from her now about what's been happening between us. Well, it's just like she said, and we are planning on getting married. And if you don't believe me, just know that we're heading to the courthouse to hand in our marriage paperwork today. And of course, while doing that, I'm planning on handing in our divorce papers as well.
Huh? You're going to hand in our divorce papers?
Well, I just thought that if I'm already going to the courthouse for one thing, I might as well kill two birds with one stone, you know?
What the heck are you trying to do here? You're going to hand in divorce papers without even talking to me first? I never said I was okay with a divorce yet. I also remember telling you already that until we both want a divorce, we can't just go handing in the documents.
Oh, shut up. I've been waiting for you to give me the green light this whole time, but you took too long and my destiny is waiting. Why the hell have you taken this long to want a divorce from me when you already know I've been cheating on you? I'm sorry, but I just couldn't wait for the day you tried to drag me down with you, so that's why today is the big day. So there you go. Your plan to take me with you is no more.
The reason I haven't said I'm okay with getting the divorce yet is because of you, though. I told you that I planned on getting a settlement from you and your partner as well, but you would never tell me who she was. So since you were never going to tell me who she was, I was never going to agree with the divorce.
I'm not going to let you get a settlement from her. She doesn't deserve to have her money taken away by you just because she loves me and has been dating me.
Huh?
Anyway, you happen to know who's been going out with me now, so it's over with. And in just a few minutes, I'll be at the courthouse and we'll be divorced. You aren't even my wife to me anymore, so shut the hell up with all your nagging and leave.
I can't anymore. There is no point in me talking with you about this anymore. You're going to be handing in those papers soon anyway, so all that's left for me is to get my money from you.
Huh? Oh, you're going to get money from me now?
Well, of course. If you don't want for Chloe to pay me anything in a settlement, then you're going to have to step in for her and pay yourself. I want both of your guys' settlements, and I want my half of the properties.
Enough playing around. Why the hell do I have to give you any of my money? The reason I cheated was because of you. You're the one at fault here for my cheating on you. So don't expect a freaking penny out of me, you moron.
Did you just say this was all my fault?
I sure did. You're the one that's gotten so old now that you look like one of my aunts. It's your fault for losing your charm and youth. I had to dive overboard and find myself a younger and prettier woman like Chloe. It's your fault that you no longer fit my needs as a wife, and why this divorce is happening. So you have no dang right to be asking me for any money when it should be you paying me.
Don't you frickin' dare start saying some of the most stupid things to me. I might be wrong about this, but aren't you getting just as old as I am? Calling me one of your aunts is like calling you my grandpa, for God's sake. But I would never say any of that because that would hurt your feelings. Yet you're going to blame me now for looking like one of your aunts? Screw you. I said I was going to get treatments done for wrinkles and crap, but you always told me I didn't need any of it. I was going to help myself from looking too old for you, and yet now you're going to act like I was never trying to be a good wife?
And when it comes to our money and properties, I'm getting most of it. You really haven't been making any money while we've been married, and I'm the one with most of the money in our savings.
And the reason you've been making more than me is because you forced me to do everything else in the relationship besides work a dang job. You've been the one making me pay for all the water and electricity with what I've been making. And then to make sure I don't have any other income, you tell me to be home and do all the chores and cooking for you. I am going to get at least half of our things because of that.
Oh, you just keep whining and whining like that until the very end. Just shut the hell up and get your things already. Dang. It's over for you, so get the hell out of my house. This house is meant for Chloe and I to live in now, so get lost.
You're lying, right? You plan to even take the house from me?
Of course I do, you idiot. This is the house I had built, after all, so well, it's mine. So my ex needs to get off of my property now before I have the cops called.
Aspen, thank you so much for today. I know it was a bit sudden of me to ask to resign from my position at work because I'm going to be getting married, but it was so nice seeing everyone celebrating me getting married. And most of all, it was great to see you there celebrating me. I wasn't celebrating you, though, while I was at that party. I couldn't be asked to tell the boss that I'd be leaving work early to skip the party, so I just sat there and waited for it to be over with. Well, I know you are very serious about your work and all that, so parties aren't really your style. But thank you for never telling anyone the truth about what happened between us. I really had this hunch that you'd spill the beans. I guess you're a nicer person than I thought. I don't think I'm that nice. It's just that me telling everyone the truth about how you stole my husband from me wouldn't really fix anything. If anything, it would just make everyone at work feel sorry for me, and I wouldn't want that pressure. So in the end, I chose to just not say anything at all and let you have your fun. I'm really glad to see you're not that much of an idiot then. It's really helped me out a ton. Also, it looks like you got out of Drake's house a lot quicker than I thought you would. I have so many things to thank you for, Aspen. Huh? Did you just say that I left the house? Oh, haven't all your things been moved out of that house now? That's what I heard from Drake. Because of that, starting this weekend, I'll be able to move into that massive house with my new husband and live my dream. I'll have you know that I have no plans of giving up that house. You guys have both chosen not to pay a settlement to me, so what makes you think I'd let you both have the house? Huh? Stop acting like you have anything left underneath you when you're the ex-wife now. I know you once got to call that massive house your own, but it's not yours anymore. I've seen the inside of that place. All of the marbled flooring and the granite countertops. I can tell why you wouldn't want to give a place like that up that easily, but come on, it's not your house. It's Drake's, and with him and his $200,000 a year salary, I'm going to make myself his perfect wife. So give it up already, because neither of us are going to let your sorry butt live in his house. I think a loser like you would do much better in some old rundown apartment somewhere on the east side of town. Excuse me? I think it's becoming time that you started to understand who you really are. A woman your age that's been thrown away by her husband would do best living in some sort of mental ward from now on. I'm about to start living with my rich husband in that massive house of his, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. That happens to be my mom's house, all right? What? So would you quit it with that stupid idea you have in your head saying that you can move in? There's no way in hell I'm going to have to leave my mom's house. The only reason I had most of my things moved out of there is because I sold most of it. I don't want any of my furniture or appliances that would remind me of my idiot husband. What is all of this about? Are you trying to say that the house, that very large and beautiful home, is your mom's house? No way that's the case. That place is my husband's. How the hell could that place possibly be your mom's house? Well, that place has always been her house. If you're trying to ask when it became hers, I think you should be asking when did it become Drake's? Ever since that house was built, it had my mom's name on it. Huh? What did you say? Well, I'm sure that you were never told anything about this. To be honest, I'm sure even Drake has forgotten about this one very important detail. Wait, what are you talking about? Explain to me right now what all of that means. That wonderful house was built by Drake, right? And from what he's told me, the loan has been paid off on the entire place already. So how the hell did the place ever end up falling under your mom's name? Actually, when we had planned on having that house built, we found out that we couldn't get a loan from the bank that would afford the place. What? Drake does happen to make some good money, but he's also really bad at managing that money. At the time, he had just bought himself a brand new sports car, so there was no way he'd be able to get himself another loan. So we couldn't get anything from the bank that would help us out. Is that right? So, as a last-ditch effort, I had my mom be the one to take out the loan for us. I myself had only just found myself a job after getting married, so I didn't have the history to get the loan. And there was no way we could ask Drake's parents for help because his pride is too dang big for his own good. So I had no choice but to go to my mom and ask her with all my heart to help us get that loan. And because of her, you guys were able to get a loan allowing you both to have the house built? after a few trips to the bank pleading our hearts out for the loan. But when they finally told all of us she could get the loan, they made sure that she was the one to put her name on the house as it was being built. That's why that house is still my mom's. But you guys should be done paying off the loan by now, right? That's what Drake told me. He told me that he finished paying his part of the loan. So your mom shouldn't have her name on the house anymore, right? And that's right. We had told him already that he was free to get the house from her as long as he filled out the forms in order to have the name changed. But so far, he's never gotten around to filling out any of the forms. What? All we needed him to do was fill out like 1 or 2 papers and sign them, but he always made it seem like it would be such a huge hassle for him. And after some time passed, I think he just totally forgot all about changing the name on the house to his, and that the house is still legally my mom's. You're lying! I had tried so many times myself to get him to fill out the paperwork, but it became such a pain in the butt for me to keep trying with him. And so far, I've just been paying my mom all the money she wants to keep the house in check and pay the bills. Hence why there hasn't been any issue with us still living in it. There's no way. So are you trying to say that he and I can't live in that massive house? I've been looking forward to standing on those marble floors all week long. Well, if you want to be sure about it, go ahead and talk with Drake. I'm sure if you bring this to his attention, he might actually start trying to fill out those forms for once.
I totally forgot about having the name on the house changed, but all I have to do is hand in the forms now, right? I'm going to get this house back from your mum right now.
I don't think you'll be getting the house back from her, though, because it was never yours to begin with. Who was it that got the loan for us in the first place and paid it off?
Shut the hell up. I was the one that paid it all off, even if she was the one that got the loan for us. In other words, the house has always been for me. Mine. All mine. So stop acting all high and mighty just because your mum's name is on the place right now.
And the only reason you were ever able to have the house built and pay any loan off in the first place is because of my mom. Had she never gone to the bank and asked for the loan over and over again, you wouldn't have been able to live in that house. Stop acting all high and mighty. I believe I should be telling you that.
Excuse freaking me?
Of course, you did help pay off the loan on the house. My mom never put a penny into the place. But when you bring this up with the realty agency or with the court saying that the house was always meant for you, I don't think they'll consider that true. In the end, my mom's name is on the place, so it's legally hers.
Oh, are you guys not going to work with me to change the name on the place to mine now?
Well, I'm your ex-wife now. And according to what my mom has said, since you're my ex-husband, to her you're nothing more than a stranger, so she has no reason to give you her house.
What?
So now that you've been briefed on all that, since you don't own the house and have nothing to do with the owner, it's best that you hurry up and leave the place. I'm the only one that's allowed to live there, according to the owner. So get your crap together and leave.
Screw you. This is the house I bought. I was the one that paid for it. I will not let you get away with thinking my house is yours. Give me my dang house right now.
If you really, really want the house that badly, then how about you call the realty agency and ask them the price on the place? I'm sure that if you offer a really good amount for both the house and land, my mom will be willing to sell it to you.
You're kidding me. I was the one that paid off the loan, and yet I'm being told to buy the place now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then the amount you pay to have the house might actually meet the amount I wanted to ask from you two in the settlements.
I can't believe that taking our money is all you care about.
Now, if you're able to get all that money ready to buy the place, give me a call. Otherwise, leave me alone. Oh, and by the way, I want all that money paid to my mom in one payment, please. Please, Aspen, please give that massive and beautiful house to Drake right now. If you don't, then he and I won't be able to stay married anymore. The only option we'll have is a divorce. Really? But I thought you both had a very serious relationship. How come not having one large house is going to cause you both to get a divorce? That's because you won't let my husband be the owner of the dang place. Right now, Drake is extremely pissed off, and recently he's been taking all his anger out on me. He's been saying it's all my fault for this because I started to make a scene with you spilling the beans about how I was taking him away from you. And because of that, you've started to hate the both of us and will never let us have the house. Wow, I'm so glad to see he's found someone to take his anger out on. Right now, we're having to live in a small apartment for the time being while we wait to get that house. Compared to the house of my dreams, this place sucks and is way too small for me. And Drake is only getting more pissed while being in this apartment because it's not at all what a man with his salary should have to live in. Every second he goes on about how someone like him shouldn't be in a place like this, and it's scaring me. Well, just let him know that he'll probably never be getting back to the life he once had with me. That'll only make things worse for him. He's already getting much worse as it is. He's told me that if I can't get you to give him that house now, he's going to divorce me really soon. He's threatening me with that. How come Drake doesn't have the money to pay for that place in one payment? I thought he was supposed to be rich. If he can't afford that, then I don't think I want to be with him. But if you give up on one another now, that marriage you both dreamed about will be for nothing, right? Just try your best to love him for the man he is instead of for his money, all right? Huh? I am telling you already that I can't make this work with his moneyless butt. I don't have any money myself, and I already quit my job thinking I'd be a housewife. Well, then how about you ask the company to hire you back? Tell our boss that you left the company after stealing one of your coworkers' husbands, but now you need to get more money because he doesn't have the amount you want. I'm sure if you tell the boss about the whole truth and beg for your position back, they might let you have it. What? I'm totally fine with you telling everyone about how you stole my husband if you're able to come back and work here. I would hate to be all alone being felt sorry for by the company, but by having a disgrace like you come back, we can both share the eyes that will be on us. Also, I happen to be the victim in all of this, so they will be sorry for me. But who's to say what they will all feel about you? No way. I would never tell anyone at work about this. Especially after everyone celebrated me getting married and leaving my job. And especially after I bragged to everyone that I'd be married to a man that made $200,000 a year. There's no way I can ask for my job back with a reason like that. I can't believe that even now you still have such a large amount of pride in yourself. You really are just like Drake. And because of that, you've both lost the house you thought you'd get to live in and are living a really stressful life. Huh? Had Drake not had all that pride that he's tried to save, he might very well have had my mom's house. All he needed to do was be aware that he needed to change the name still, and I totally would have forgiven him for cheating on me by paying off a small settlement to me. Then you both could be living in that huge house, and I would be going back home to my mom. But because he's such a massive pride that he just can't seem to manage, he's now gone and put you both in a small little apartment and left you both fighting each other day after day. What is this? What is with you talking about us like that? All you had to do was just shut the hell up and let us have the dang house. You are supposed to be a miserable ex-wife that lost to me. You are supposed to be some low-life loser. You should by no means be allowed to keep that beautiful mansion of a house when Drake and I deserve it. Well, if I'm not meant to have it, then I'll sell it to the next person who asks for it. From what my realtor has said to me, once the house is listed, it'll be sold in a heartbeat. But then you'll have to see how much the next person is willing to sell the house for. I was just planning to sell the house to you both for the amount I asked for in settlements, but they might not do the same. They might even flip the place and sell it for triple the price they buy it from me for. Do not frickin' sell the house! No way you're selling that house! If the price on that house goes up any further, then there's really no way we'll be able to afford it. But you told me you hated the idea of a low-life loser like me having this massive and wonderful house, did you not? I hate the idea of it, but I'd rather you just live there instead of selling it to someone else. Just wait for Drake and I to have the money, please. Are you sure? Well, I'm going to take your word for it and move out to go live with my mom for a while. That way I won't be selling it, but I also won't be making you feel any worse about having me live there. Now, once you have the money for me, please let me know. I'm sure it's going to take you years to get the amount I want, so we'll have to see how the house holds together without anyone taking care of it for the next few years. After that, both Chloe and Drake started to work their butts off in order to save up enough money to get the house from my mom. But for some reason, those two just don't seem to manage their money well enough, and the two of them fight over how they haven't managed to save up enough money yet. And after a while of Drake always blaming her for never saving the amount he's able to, she blew up and started to blame him for ever asking her to go out with him in the first place if he was already married. They even started to take these fights to the lobby of the apartment building they've been in, and soon the rumors about those two spread around the whole town. And to make things worse for the two, some of Drake's coworkers were also living in that apartment building. And when they heard what was going on, they spread the word inside the office. Because of this, when the word reached his higher-ups, they became worried that having him in town while he was having all this drama would lower his work efficiency, so they had him moved to another office. He was relocated to a smaller office outside the state, where he's now making far less than he was at the main office and is having to work even harder to try and save money.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.